So we're at Tuesday here in Holy Week. The New Testament, the Gospels, don't seem to be that concerned about chronology. But today we're going to talk about an event that happened very early in the week. Could have happened on Palm Sunday, as we read some Gospels, and then in other places it looks like it might have been on Monday. We're doing it on Tuesday, but it doesn't matter because it's still one of the critical events of Holy Week. I want to read the scripture to you from Matthew chapter 21. And Jesus entered the temple and drove out all who sold and bought in the temple, and he overturned the table of the money changers and the seats of those who sold pigeons. He said to them, "It is written, my house shall be called a house of prayer, but you make it a den of robbers." One of the critical events of Holy Week is Jesus' judging of the temple. It's often called cleansing, but in many ways it was a judging of the temple. It was Jesus' way of saying that temple religion is no more. That that the King has come and everything's going to change. Jesus drove them out of the temple because he wanted the temple to be a place of prayer for all nations. The money changers and those who sold sacrificial animals set up in the court of the Gentiles. Can you imagine being a Gentile, a God-fearing Gentile, wanting to come into Jerusalem in a holy season and worship God, only to find your very small piece of that whole temple complex was taken up by a flea market? Well, Jesus would have none of that. And so he judged the temple, he cleared it out, and declared it was a house for all nations. Now I want to ask you a question this week. I wonder if there's some of you who are basing your life and your hope not so much on a personal relationship with Jesus, but on religion. Maybe not temple religion, but the religious things that you do. I have my quiet time. I go to church when I can. I try to be a good person. If that's where your hope is misplaced. And Jesus would come in this Holy Week and want to clean that out and judge that in your life and say what you need is a relationship, a personal relationship with the crucified, resurrected Messiah, Jesus Christ. So I invite you to that. This week, as you're out and about, depending on how out and about we can be this week, as you pass a church, I want you to remember that Jesus came not to destroy church, to build his church, but to do so through a personal relationship with him. Do you know Jesus? I encourage you to throw your life open to him today.